learning environment is making positive changes in the society by organizing many programs. The orientation program is one of the life-changing and motivational programs conducted by Anna Centenary Library every week, where we get to meet an achiever come inspirer. Today, we have two guest speakers, Lieutenant Colonel A. RajaPillai and Sudhamshu Satyam, Gentleman Cadet, Indian Military Academy. They will speak to us on the topic Career in the Indian Army as an Officer. On behalf of Anna Centenary Library, I welcome both of you, sir. Let us all stand up for the invocation of Tamil Thai Vaalthu. Thank you. Now I call upon the librarian of Anna Centenary Library, Ms. Lakshmi, to felicitate Lieutenant Colonel A. RajaPillai by presenting him a memento. I call upon the librarian of Anna Library, Ms. Vanaja, to felicitate Mr. Sudhamshu Satyam. Thank you, ma'am. I call upon the librarian, Ms. Jayashree, to give a profile of our guest.
It is my great privilege to introduce you all to Lieutenant Colonel A. RajaPillai. Lieutenant Colonel A. RajaPillai did his high schooling from Holy Cross School, Dimapur, Nagaland. From St. Edmund's College, Meghalaya, he completed his BSc Chemistry Honours before joining the Army. While in service, Sir also has the credit of doing many post-graduation degrees in various disciplines. Sir is currently on a 2-year steady leave from the Army and is pursuing MA in Defence and Strategic Studies from University of Madras. He joined the Indian Military Academy in June 1991. He was commissioned as a second lieutenant in December 1992. The officer has a vast battle experience. He has led troops into action in Operation Vijay during the Kargil operation in 1999. He has also served in units coordinating, supporting, and taking active part in several counter-terrorist operations in Punjab, Jammu and Kashmir, Assam, and Nagaland. Sir was part of the core team that coordinated the Army flood rescue and relief operations at Chennai and Kadalur in December 2015, and also the Army spokesman for briefing Tamil and Malayalam TV channels. Honours and awards. Lieutenant Colonel A. RajaPillai was awarded Chief of the Army Staff's Medal for gallantry against armed terrorists in Assam in 1995. He was also awarded the Eastern Army Commander's Medal in 2007 for exceptional staff work for coordinating active counter-terrorist operations as well as the border management operations with China, Myanmar and Bangladesh. Lieutenant Colonel RajaPillai is a sharpshooter and specializes in pistol firing. The officer has also been providing free guidance to students of the University of Madras, as also several students of other colleges in Chennai on how to join the army as an officer and the way to face the services selection board interview. We are very proud to have you here, sir. Next, the profile of Sudhanshu Satyam. Born in Pune, Bihar, Mr. Sudhanshu Satyam, Gentleman Cadet, Indian Military Academy, has just been recommended for joining the Air Force Academy, Hyderabad, Indian Military Academy, Dehradun. Mr. Sudhanshu Satyam completed his school education from Milai Convent English School, Pune, in Bihar in 2012. He had developed an early interest in matters pertaining to national security and military history. He has a Bachelor of Science degree from Hemwati Nandan Bahuguna Karwal University and also completed a certificate course in International Humanitarian Law from Indira Gandhi National Open University. Sir has a great interest in powerlifting. He is also a professional painter. Sudhanshu Satyam is currently pursuing MA in Defense and Strategic Studies from University of Madras. On behalf of everyone, I welcome you, sir.
Now I request Lieutenant Colonel RajaPillai to speak to our aspirants.
We are privileged to have in our midst a veteran officer, Colonel P. Ganeshan, who's led an adventure expedition to Antarctica and to the South Pole. As you know, I am Lieutenant Colonel A. RajaPillai, and it is my proud privilege to stand before you and to tell you, to guide you what the Indian Army is and what the organization can offer you. As you all know, I had my initial schooling and my college life in the Northeast, in Nagaland and Meghalaya. So I am not very fluent in the Tamil language. But definitely I will try to answer your queries. Yarkallan English கஷ்டமா இருக்கு அவங்களுக்கு நான் தமிழ்ல எக்ஸ்பிளைன் பண்றேன் ஆனா என் தமிழ் அவ்வளவு ஃப்ளூயண்டா இருக்காது அது மட்டும் சொல்லிடுறேன் ஆனா நான் I'll try my best to satisfy your queries. So don't hesitate. தயங்காதேங்க. Please ask me the questions, whatever queries you have. Now, I have a small video for you. Hope you enjoy the video.
the best he can. You're in the army now. Oh, you're in the army now. Now you remember what the draft man said. Nothing to do all day but stay in bed. You're in the army now.
Hope you all enjoyed the clip. Great. But I couldn't hear you. Hope you enjoyed the clip. Yes, sir. Great. Okay. Now, can someone tell me what did you enjoy the best? Yeah. You enjoyed the clip. Yes. What did you enjoy? Yeah. Anybody? Oh, great. Okay. Next. Yeah. You've seen the grit, the enthusiasm, the josh of the Indian Army, the charging infantry, the tank commander. Tomorrow, you also can be a tank commander, or firing of the artillery gun and jumping from an aircraft with a parachute. So talking about the army career, well, 25 years back when I came to Chennai from the Indian Military Academy, during my term break as a gentleman cadet, when people ask me out of ignorance, when they ask me, sir, enna pandrenga neenga? So I said, naan Indian Military Academy la irukken. I am in the Indian Military Academy and I am a gentleman cadet. Then they said, appadina neenga engineer kadayada? I said, no, I am not an engineer. I am going to become an officer in the army. So after I had to clarify, what will I do after this? What is going to be my routine after this? Well, it has been a long journey since then, 25 years in the army. It's come a long way. Chennai, the Indian Army has, got into the hearts and minds of the people of Chennai, especially after the Kargil War of 1999 and the Chennai floods of 2015. Now, in both these operations, the Indian Army was employed in totally diametrical roles. One operation involved the security of the nation, the other being the role of a savior. Now, this summarizes the motto of the Indian Army, Seva Parmo Dharam, or service before self. This symbolizes the selfless sacrifice, the brotherhood, and above all, the love for the country. Now, let me take you on a virtual tour of this wonderful organization called the Indian Army. Here, I am honored to quote Captain Subramaniam Kirti Chakra. You have never lived until you have almost died. For those who choose to fight, life has a special flavor. The protected will never know. Now, the word protected, what does it imply? That means, next, we definitely have certain security concerns, I'm sure. So let us see what the threat perception to the nation is. As you all know, prosperity is directly proportional to security. Can you have a beautiful garden without fencing? So the threats may be in the form of external or internal threats. These threats, they affect the domestic policies as well as the foreign policy of the nation. So only a stable nation can provide the country prosperity and promise the quality of life to its citizens. So who forms the first line of defense? It is none other than the three components of the Indian Armed Forces, of which Army forms the largest component. Next. So far, we have seen, whatever we have seen till now, it is clear that an organization like the Indian Army will have a clear defined role to perform its assigned tasks. The role of the Indian Army is mandated to safeguard national interests from external aggression and internal subversion. Now, this role implies certain tasks. The tasks include war fighting, that is, to engage in war, that is a just cause, that is self-defense against an aggressor. It also involves internal security management to manage the internal threats. Then the force projection, that is the ability of the nation to apply power, to respond to a crisis, to create a deterrence in the minds of the enemy. Are you understanding? Deterrence means creating a fear psychosis in the mind of the enemy, that what if I attack, what will be the consequences? நாங்க enemy attack பண்ணா எங்களுக்கு என்ன ஆகும்? இவங்க எப்படி ரியாக்ட் பண்ணுவாங்க? இந்தியன் ஆர்ம் ஃபோர்ஸஸ் எப்படி ரியாக்ட் பண்ணுவாங்க? இந்தியா எப்படி ரியாக்ட் பண்ணுவாங்க? Then peacekeeping operations or military assistance to friendly foreign nations. Render humanitarian assistance, disaster relief, and aid to civil authorities like what we saw during the Uttarakhand floods and the Chennai floods. Now, Indian Army has a major contribution in providing the environment conducive for the growth of the nation. நல்ல பீஸ் இருந்தா தான் எந்த தேசத்துக்கும் progress பண்ண முடியும். பீஸ் இல்லாட்டி பண்ணவே முடியாது. So Indian Army and the Indian Armed Forces provides that peace and stability to the nation. Now that's beautiful. Can anyone recognizes this quote? Where and what do you think it is? Oh, what a spirit. I like it. I like the Josh. Good. Give them a big hand. At least. Okay, good. Now, it is the Chetwood motto inscribed in the Chetwood Hall of the Indian Military Academy at Dehradun. This means the safety, honor, and welfare of your country comes first, always and every time. The honor, welfare, and comfort of the men you command come next. Your own ease, comfort, and safety comes last, always and every time. Now, this motto is the driving factor for all army officers of our country. Field Marshal Chetwood, he is the person who had given this tenets of leadership to the Indian Army on this particular day, on 10th of December 1932. I am very fortunate that I am speaking on this particular day when Field Marshal Chetwood had given this motto. Because these words inspire the leadership qualities of each and every officer in the army. These cardinal principles. He was the Field Marshal who was responsible for setting up of the Indian Military Academy and the Indianization of the Indian Army. Next. An officer is also a gentleman. As you can see, he or she inherits the glorious heritage and the lasting traditions with the latest advances in technology. And this is the golden opportunity to be part of the world's finest army, and not only to be an officer, but also to be a gentleman. So, why should you join the army? Ladies and gentlemen, the Indian Army provides you the great opportunity to serve the country. It is a personal satisfaction and pride to you and your family. You get your own rank. You get your identity. Your rank lives forever. It never dies. This profession respects valor, courage, and sacrifice. Friends, let me tell you, this is the only profession that provides you to pursue your sports and passion in adventure. Colonel Ganeshan Vishishta Seva Medal is a live example who has stayed in -90 degrees centigrade at Antarctica for 2 years as the commander of the South Pole expedition. The quality of life in the Indian Army is unparalleled. A life what the Indian Army offers you is a dream of millions. This profession never lets you retire. We take care of our veterans. In this profession, I want to tell you, sky is the limit. You can be posted worldwide. You can be in any of the embassies of the world, any consulates of the world. We require the army presence in every consulate. You can be part of the United Nations peacekeeping force as an observer, and you will have the privilege of wearing India on your shoulders. Nowhere else you can do that. Lastly, it is self-explanatory. You have been taken care of. So, ladies and gentlemen, we lead by example, live by choice, live by chance, love by choice, and kill by profession. I'd like to use this opportunity to introduce you to the different facets of life in the Indian Army. Next. Just feel the intensity of the action taking place in these pictures. The essence of soldiering is action. Be it on the battlefield or on the training grounds or in your daily lives. The Indian Army has seen action and on various fronts and has come out with flying colors. We've been, since independence, we have fought 5 wars. In 1948, 62, 65, 71, and the Kargil war in 1999. We have seen counter-terrorist operations in the Northeast and Jammu and Kashmir. Special operations at Akshardham and during the Mumbai attacks. And of course, the peacekeeping operations and the various peacekeeping operations across the globe. So our soldiers and officers have proved that they are the best in the world. Next. Our life is not just in the battlefield. Even during peacetime, we have proved our worth. We have been like a knight in shining armor. Wherever we have been called to assist the civil administration, we are the last resort of the nation and the first and the most swift responders wherever required. In natural calamities, disasters, or maintenance of law and order, our presence encompasses the overall development of the nation. But let me tell you, all operations do not result in life saving. It also involves crisis management and assisting the civil administration. I remember an incident when I was a young officer. I was personally involved in managing a crisis situation while assisting the civil administration. This started as a life saving, but we could not save lives, I want to tell you here. This was a bus rescue operation. It was sometime in 1995. I was about 22, 23 years old. I was a second lieutenant. Earlier this rank was there, second lieutenant. Now that rank is not there. Okay. And I was the second in command of my company operating base deployed in counter-terrorist operations, somewhere in the Northeast. Now, எனக்கு ஒரு மெசேஜ் காலையில் ஒரு மெசேஜ் வந்து ஐ ஹோப் ஐ எம் ஃபைன் வித் எவ்ரிபடி கேன் அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்ட் தமிழ் ஐ ஹோப் ஸோ ஓகே காலையில் ஒரு 7:38 எனக்கு மெசேஜ் வந்தது இப்படி ஒரு அட்ஜுட்டன்ட் ஃப்ரம் மை அட்ஜுட்டன்ட் ஆன் ரேடியோ இப்படி ஒரு பஸ்ஸு தண்ணிக்குள்ளே போயிடுச்சு ஸோ ப்ளீஸ் உடனே கிளம்புங்க we have to save lives. So I said, okay. I told my company, I said, get ready. We have to move within 5 minutes. So my company got ready, we got our vehicles ready, and the distance, the exact location I was not told. I said somewhere on the national highway, it was around 8 to 10 kilometers away. So I had to react fast. Then we, around with 35 men from my company, we reached the spot. அங்கே போய் சேர்ந்தா அங்கே போய் அரவுண்ட் அபவுட் தி ஸ்பாட் நாங்கள் பார்த்தா அங்கே நிறைய ஆளுங்க நிறைய பீப்புள் லோக்கல் பீப்புள் நிற்கிறாங்க. இப்போ அவங்ககிட்ட கேட்டேன், எங்கப்பா பஸ் எங்க? சார் பஸ் தண்ணிக்குள்ளே இருக்கு சார். I couldn't see the bus. There was a pond, big pond, but I couldn't see the bus. Then I told my Jawans, I said, let's check inside the water. So Jawan went inside, 2-3 Jawans went inside immediately, and it is a muddy water, and they touched the roof of the bus, and still the Jawan was underwater. So you can imagine the entire bus. We reached within 20 minutes we were there, but the bus had gone already 1.5 hours before. So, I mean, it was a very, so I could make out that there will not be any survivor in the bus. So, now I had to cut out my tasks. Now, what were my tasks? Now I need to call for a crane and call for ambulances, call for additional army troops. I was just a second lieutenant then, remember, I was just 23 years old. It was a big task immediately, as initial stages of my career. So taking out the bus was prime importance. Then, we needed to take out the dead bodies of all these people who were traveling in the bus. We needed to identify these bodies, segregate the luggage of the travelers, the valuables, to be handed over to the police, who will subsequently hand it over to the relatives of the people. Then you had to carry out crowd control, and that I had to request the police to carry out crowd control. Then the traffic management on the national highway, because the road is, traffic should not stop. If traffic stops, then there'll be a lot of problems. Then it was a counter terrorist operation area. We needed to secure the area so that someone, when they see so much of crowd, they should not utilize this as an opportunity to strike at us. So we needed to secure the area, and there was a whole lot of media also there. So we needed to satisfy the queries of the media. So this required, and situation was very emotional actually. People were anxious, and people, the situation was totally tense there. It required a lot of maturity to handle such a situation. Anyway, we managed to send our Jawans inside water, and it is all muddy water. Water was totally muddy. So twice or thrice we had to struggle to put the hook, because you can't pull it up from the roof of the bus. You had to go underneath and fix the hook to the lower end of the bus, and it was a risky, you could yourself get stuck under the bus. So it took us some time to fix the hook, and then we had to pull the bus up from the water, and that was a very sorry sight to see actually. With so much, there was a whole lot of crying around, and people were all, ladies were crying, they're beating their chest. And we had to take out 58 dead bodies from the bus. And we had to lay the dead bodies on the side of the road. And people were, very restless there, crying, and people wanted to somewhere, relatives of those people. And it was a challenge. Here, the civil administration was very helpful to me, and the police also. With them, we coordinated the entire operation. It continued till late in the evening, and it was a humbling experience. This kind of training, no other organization can give you at this age. This was a great humbling experience on how to seize the leadership at a very young age. This is the work culture and the ethos of the Indian Army. So, now, life in the army we have to constantly move forward. Even after every incident, we go on our various courses. After we do our young officers course, and we do the junior command course and various courses related to our weaponry, our own equipment that we are holding. So there is a constant need to upgrade oneself, both professionally and academically. We in the Indian Army, we believe in being prepared for higher academic and profession specific responsibilities. You could learn management or engineering and other disciplines from foreign colleges or top MBA or institutes. But no organization can teach you the management, how to lead men, operate machines, manage the administration and logistic aspects like the Indian Army teaches you. Indian Army offers a growth profile which no other organization can boast of. Like Indian Army also provides you with a 2-year study leave, of which I am a live example. I am currently on a 2 years study leave doing MA in Defense and Strategic Studies from the University of Madras. So variety and adventure are the spice and the romance of life. No profession has this kind of recreation and adventure facilities to offer like the Indian Army offers you. Right from skydiving, riding, swimming, golfing, mountaineering, trekking, sailing, and expeditions to various places like the Antarctica. Now, posting to different stations is another facet of our lives. We keep getting transferred from one place to another. We start learning the language, the culture. We start imbibing the habits of the people. You know, start to know the country. Not only the country, also to various parts of the globe. We get a chance to go abroad and learn about the administration and management of these countries wherever we go. You get to live and explore these places which others can just dream of. Now, talking about serving places and learning the administrative aspects of life, I remember an interesting and a humorous incident which happened to me sometime when I was posted in the China border a few 10, 12 years, 15 years back. And I was a company commander in one of the posts of infantry. You must have heard this place, Dokala. So I was in that place for 2 years, where this thing which you have heard. Now I was at that post which was around 15,000 feet altitude. Now what happens is this post the temperatures go very low. We've served from minus 20 degrees centigrade and to say plus 15 degrees centigrade. So this was the general temperature in that area. Okay. Now every place has its own superstitions, beliefs, and folklore. Like people have their beliefs. Inga ipdi panakudadu, inga sami varum, appdi varum. So you have various beliefs of those places. So what happens is we had to get our rations from below. Like we have a base camp. Now our post is at certain height. So we have to it's a 5 kilometers walk in high altitude. So it used to take us around 2 hours to reach from below. So some rations used to be transferred by mules and some by the Jawans. We used to get it ourselves. So what happened is we had to get live chicken. Chicken had to reach the post. Okay. So invariably what used to happen is my JC used to tell me, "Sab, chicken mar gaya." Chicken mar gaya means chicken set poche. Said every time it was happening, the chicken used to die en route. Well, sir, we collected it correctly from the base camp, but when it was coming up, the chicken was dead. So how can you eat a dead chicken here? So I said, there is something wrong. Then I called my JCO. Sab, what kya ho raha hai ye? Har bar jab bhi chicken aata hai, chicken mar jata hai. Then he said, Sab, there is a temple, sir, en route. We have a small, this, on the side of the path, the mountain path, we have a small temple. Temple is just about this size. Small temple, we have 3-4 photographs of the gods, and then you have a little bit of agarbatti, and people when we are going to our post, they sit down, they just pray, and then they go to the post. That kind of a temple. It's not that lavish temples that you see here in Chennai. So he said, Sir, till the temple it was okay, sir. But the moment we cross the temple, the chicken dies. So probably the God doesn't want us to have non-veg in the post. I said, what the hell? I said, there must be something wrong. I said, no, okay, I didn't buy his story. Then I said, okay, let me, I'll accompany you guys on the next ration petrol. So I went down from my post, I went down and I said, okay, collect the chicken this time, take it up. Then I realized what was happening. The guys who were carrying the chicken, they had tied the chicken legs together and they were hanging it up upside down and they were carrying it up. So imagine it is the temperature, the oxygen level is very low. And at that height, even if we are hung upside down, we will also die en route only. Because the blood used to come to the head. So then once I came to know, once the same thing was happening, then I told them, okay, now you have to devise a means, you put this chicken in a box and then get it, it should not be hung upside down. And after that day, we used to always get live chicken at the post. So this is all management, how you find out. You have to verify things on ground. So that is the most important thing. How, you have to think differently, react to a situation differently. In the army, we have the services selection board interview. You have, how you react to a certain situation. So you should not buy something that looks at face value how it looks. You buy that story of whatever my JC had to tell me. If I had bought it, then I would also thought, okay, it's because of the temples, okay, we'll all have, because proteins are very important at that altitude. Okay, now coming back to the slides. Okay, now be it heroes or national or international fame and sportsmen to celebrities, we have it all. You also could be part of one. Then the achievers of the extended family, not only the people who are serving, our family members, we have some of the great achievers that you can see. And then Revati, she's from Tamil Nadu only. She's also a daughter of an army officer. Now, comparison of the job. Now, army entitles you to many benefits and privileges. This is just a comparison. You can't compare in tangible and intangible terms. Okay. You cannot compare in terms what you get, how much remuneration you get. Okay. Now, there is here, today, how many of you have read the Times of India? No one. Okay, good. Okay, now I can then tell you the story. But I'll read out because I also, today morning only I came to know about this particular. Barnana Gunaya, a daily wage earner who earns 100 rupees per day at a cement factory from Hyderabad, he could not stop his tears because as he put the stars on his son's shoulder on an army uniform, his son Yadagiri, who overcame extreme financial difficulties, imagine, he's just getting 100 rupees a day and sometimes he used to get only 60 rupees a day. He became a software engineer from the International Institute of Information Technology in Hyderabad. After refusing a job from the US-based company, he said, no, I will not join IIM Indore. He cleared the CAT with 93.4%. He decided to follow his heart and serve the country. He said, I quote him, I had the option of sticking to the corporate world and making a lot of money, but that was not where my heart lay. The kind of mental satisfaction one gets by working for the motherland cannot be replaced by any amount of money. This incident is not an old incident. It happened yesterday. Yadagiri passed out of the Indian Military Academy with a silver medal. That is, he was first in the order of merit. Can you imagine? He joined the electrical and mechanical engineers and first in the order of merit of the technical graduate course. So you may earn lakhs, have fancy cars, plush bungalows in corporate jobs, but no other career can make you responsible for the lives of fighting troops in your hands who will lay down their life without batting an eyelid on your orders. No other profession will you be responsible for human lives, the territorial sovereignty and honor of your country. That's the dignity of the stars you wear on your shoulders. Now, talking of saving lives, most of you must have been here during the 2015 Chennai floods. Since I was personally involved in the rescue operations, I have a few memories, like you must have seen the army jawans and officers getting inside water, tying ropes in the boats, saving people during and distributing food packets and relief material during the floods. Well, there was a team which was functioning behind the people. I was part of that team which was coordinating this rescue operations from the headquarters. I was part of that team. We were manning 3 to 4 telephones. That was the control room which was set up, and all those numbers were given. Even my personal mobile number was on the helpline. Somebody has passed it on WhatsApp. So we used to get at least 3 calls. I'm telling you, 3 calls in a minute we were getting. I was getting calls from USA, Singapore. Sir, enga relatives anga maatirukanga sir. Or 2 naala saapidradilla. Sir, en kolanda anga padikudhu sir. Sir, please sir. They were crying actually. It was, I mean, you wanted to help every person. You didn't want to. We had a control room set up, and in fact, my family was personally involved also. Like the colleges, you all know, the colleges were on leave during that time. So my daughter asked me, "Appa, na enna pannu?" I said, "Do one thing. You come with me." I took her also along. So she also helped me, coordinating, or she's on the laptop trying to collate all the information and helping us out, because we needed support. As you all know, there is not so much of army presence in Chennai. We had to move troops from various parts of the country who came here to assist in the flood relief operations. So in normal time, when somebody gives me a call when I am sleeping or something, you get irritated. Yaarpa in the thoonkatila phone pandrango. But this time I didn't want to miss even one call. One call means saving a life actually. So I have in fact missed certain calls, and we have called back to that numbers asking them, you had called, any help required. We maintained a database. We used to pass it to the troops on ground. And it was, with that kind of a coordination, we could, I mean, only save 19,500 people and distribute food packets and relief material to over 2 lakh people in both Chennai and Cuddalore. I wish we could save even more. Ladies and gentlemen, we don't seek glory. We earn the respect and admiration of our people with our blood and sweat. Some of the facilities that you see in the Indian Army, apart from the perks and privileges, we offer the best of the lifestyles. Be it social interaction, the facilities, the golf clubs, the medical facilities, the opportunity to indulge in adventure activities. We also have the facilities of subsidized housing, medical for self and family, group insurance cover, soft loans for home. These are some of the perks that no organization can give you. Being an Indian Army officer at the age of 21, you are looking at a lifestyle one cannot imagine in any other organization. Now, I have an interesting video clip for you, which will not only give a glimpse of the cradles of the Indian Army, that is the cradles which train, nurture, and make boys and girls into men and fighting machines. Let's have a glimpse of the various arms and services and the adventure activities.
Here's where you begin. The NDA. The NDA doesn't just give you a bachelor's degree. It takes young boys fresh out of school and turns them into gentlemen and scholar warriors. From wielding guns to 25-kilometer runs, to lessons in team spirit and leadership, it is India's most meaningful undergraduate program. Give it 3 years and it'll give you 3 words to live by. Service before self. That's a life well begun. Let's take it to the next level. The Indian Military Academy, the IMA. Warfare, tactics, camaraderie and brotherhood. The IMA trains you in the ways of an officer. Not only does it sharpen your combat skills, it hones your instincts and polishes your intent. The IMA teaches you to manage time, men, and moments of crisis. It turns aspiring soldiers into well-rounded gentlemen, armed with valor and wisdom. For the country, for life. And this life gives you a third chance to make it your own. The Officers Training Academy, the OTA, where both lady and gentleman cadets train for 49 weeks to dedicate 10 to 14 years of youthful vigor to the nation as commissioned officers. Now you're an officer. Congratulations. You've earned a career at India's most exciting workplace. What next? What are you looking at? What are you dreaming of? What are you hoping for? The infantry is the backbone of the armed forces and performs an important role in maintaining peace and tranquility on the borders. Besides attack, advance and defense, the infantry undertakes a host of operations across varied terrains and climatic conditions, depending on the need of the hour. Needless to say, your life as a foot soldier will never be short of adventure and adrenaline. You can be a foot soldier or a foot soldier on wheels. The Mechanized Infantry Regiment. It tactfully combines men with machines to achieve the kind of mobility that keeps enemies on their toes and more often than not, on the run. If the cavalry is where you belong, the army puts an armored fortress at your command. Maneuvering through challenging territory and crushing every obstacle in their path, tanks have an appetite for impact and teeth to match. They make a strong statement whenever they roll out. Shock action is their forte. Loud, deadly guns. Your exploits in the artillery let you locate the enemy, pack a punch from miles away, and pave the path for your fellow men to finish the job. You also get to work with multi-barrel rocket launchers, unmanned aerial vehicles, and other forms of artillery firepower. And you get to be called a gunner. It's not always about the offense, though. Your expertise defends the nation from enemy air attacks with guns, missiles, and radars. You draw a line, and the enemy shall not pass. Whether through feedback or building bridges at impossible altitudes, the Army will always find you ways of being constructive. The Corps of Engineers has many astonishing feats to its credit. Among them is challenging the notion that the life of an engineer is boring. At your fingertips. That's where the Army puts the latest technology. So, do you want to defend the country with a satellite phone? Or a keyboard? Maybe you'd prefer a robot. As you have seen, your life in the ground forces will know no limits. Not even the sky. Enough said. This is the only organization that lets you be everything you want to be. You want to be a doctor? Here's where you should be one. A teacher? Why not? A career in logistics? Yes. Electronics, of course. Mechanics, ditto. You want to be an intelligence agent? Just ask. There's so much you can achieve here. And if each one of these fine careers doesn't push your buttons, here's one more. The Special Forces. The only voluntary regiment in the Indian Army, where sacrifice is both duty and privilege. Where 90 days of rigorous training turns a soldier into a hardened war machine. Where the deadliest weapons are those that breathe. What are you looking at? What are you dreaming of? What are you hoping for? A promising career? Exceptional colleagues? Or a life of fulfillment? This is the only organization that lets you be everything you want to be. Come. Join India's most exciting workplace. The Indian Army. Live a life less ordinary. A leader, a decision maker. But that's not all. It teaches your children. Lets you grow, learn, and discover. Not just a social being. The army grooms you into a well-rounded individual. The army looks after your family and you. Even after you retire, where your quality of life has no comparison. Where respect matters much more than designations. Here, sacrifices are remembered. The value of life revered. It lets you work hard and play harder. It lets you play for the nation. It lets you follow your passions. And learn something new each day.
I can feel you in the rising tide. Can you feel me?
Here's where you begin.
So, are you ready to be part of the elite Indian Army? Yes, sir. Great. That's a wonderful response. Better than what I got initially. Now that you are fully charged up and raring to go and take the plunge, I hand over the stage to Mr. Sudhanshu Satyam, the young gentleman who shall brief you on the process of applying, the mode of selection, and what you should do to be part of this wonderful journey called the Indian Army. As you are aware, Sudhanshu Satyam has recently cleared the Services Selection Board interviews for both the Air Force and the Indian Army. And he has selected the Indian Army and he will be shortly joining the Indian Military Academy at Dehradun. Mr. Sudhanshu Satyam.
Thank you very much, sir. So, charged up and ready, right? So, you must be wondering how to go about it, how to begin. So, I'm here for you. Now, we'll look at the different entry schemes that you have available for you. And you have to assess your qualification. And you have to see which entry schemes you can apply for. And see, there are two tests in which you have written examination. CDSE, that is Combined Defense Services Examination, and AFCAT, that is Air Force Common Admission Test. So when you go for written examination, make sure that you have studied your NCERT textbooks. Why? Because when you face your sample papers, when you try solving your sample papers, you should feel very comfortable with the questions available there. You should not be guessing which chapter this is from. You should know where it has come from. And use the topic-wise breakup that is available on the internet. You might want to skip some chapters as well, because you want to save time. And of course, the goal is to score the best and clear the written examination. It's not about covering all the chapters essentially. And prepare your own notes, because your mind registers when you write on your own. And lastly, I'd like to share what my father always tells me, that learn by teaching. That is the best way. It makes your preparation method much comfortable, and not just take out an hour in your schedule and you teach your cousin, sibling, and this will make your path of preparation very smooth, and you will learn better. Now, we talk of methodology. For every goal you pursue, you have to have a route map. There can be different methods, of course, but I'll be sharing mine with you. And remember, nothing comes easy in our life, but our job is to simplify whatever comes. The simpler the route map, easier it will be for you to pursue it. We will look at the objective, what you want to become. You want to become an army officer, you have to understand your objective. And there will be there is some document called Personal Information Questionnaire, that is PIQ form, you must be aware of. So we'll be talking about that. And you have to mold your psychology, that is very important. And you have to have presentation skills, not just yourself, but your documents as well. And donation, of course, it is going to be useful everywhere. Outdoor activities, it will test your workable ideas, whether you are practical or not. That will be tested in outdoor ground tasks. Physical fitness, it is obvious. There is no need to mention it. You have to be fit if you want to join the army. The interview, that is where you will be interacting with a very senior officer, and you will be tested there. And finally, when you prepare, you have to revise, and you have to finally look at your preparation, that how you have completed it. What is the quality of your preparation? You have to revise it again and again. It will improve with time. Now, we come to understanding the objective. When you fill a form, be it CDSE or even Civil Services Examination, firstly, you have to understand what are you applying for, what you want to become in your life. You want to become an IAS, you have to match that level. You want to become an army officer, you have to match that level. So the first question to be addressed are, what armed forces are, and what is expected from an officer. Now, sir has already introduced us with the services, and now we'll look at the Services Selection Board. Okay. So we have design of the Services Selection Board here. As you can see, there are three level tests here: screening test, psychological tests, and group testing. Then you go for the interview and the conference happens. Now in screening tests, what happens there is your IQ is tested. Through Officer Intelligence Rating OIR tests, your IQ is tested. Our soldiers, they are very practical, they are very smart, and if you want to lead them, you have to outsmart them, of course. They'll not listen to you if you give, unfeasible ideas. If you want to become a leader, you have to be better than them. And they are really good, they are amazing. So that's where your IQ is tested. And PPDT, that is Picture Perception and Discussion Test, that is the first psychological analysis also, psychological test, which makes you qualify for the further psychological tests to be taken on the upcoming days. So these two tests make you screen in. If you make it, you will go further for the next test, otherwise you will be sent back to home. Then we have psychological tests. There are 4 tests. will be talking about in upcoming slides. So here I'd like to mention that perhaps SSB is the only competition, it's not a competition, selection or recommendation process where there is no competition at all. It is essentially an assessment of the candidate's personality in isolation. You are assessed as an individual. You don't have to think about person next to you. You don't have to cut out that person. You just have to be good enough to be recommended. So do not worry about how many candidates got screened in. How many will the board recommend? And other candidates know so much about arms and services. How will I outperform them? Brush aside all those thoughts which can quake your confidence. Just believe in yourself and you will be recommended. Now we have a sample PIQ here. See, it's just a sample from open source. What you do in this form, this is one of the most important form you are going to fill in your life. You write bold, capital, crisp, clean. This is going to represent you on the tables wherever it goes. And we all know first impression is the last impression, so make the best of it. Now victory comes when you take care of the details. Know the meaning of your name. What is the origin of your name? What is the meaning of that name? Etymology, as we say. Know about the geography, demography, polity, cultural and strategic significance of the places you have known, the places you have lived. You should know about them well. And admire your parents. Friends, I hope you know that when your parents talk about you in front of their colleagues, their peer group or family members, they feel very proud. I'm sure they smile when they talk of you. So as children, I think we should reciprocate the same. It is very important. You will realize it in your interview. And be proud of your roots, wherever you come from. Be very proud of it. Do not boast about your education, hobbies, sports unnecessarily. Mention those achievements which you are really proud of. You want to walk out, safe from that interview hall. You don't want to face uncomfortable questions if you boast, if you fake something. You don't have to do that. And history of participation and organizing any event in your college, school, wherever you have been. If you participate and organize any event, it helps you answer the questions like, suppose you are secretary of this organization and you have to organize a football match, say for example. Then you will have an experience to talk of. So that will give you an added advantage there. So now we talk of psychology. Okay. Now psychology is the study of people's behavior, performance and mental operations. Our behavior is affected by two determinants. First is situation, what situation we are put in. And secondly, our attitude to it, how we choose to respond to it. So what we don't have control to the life situations. Life will throw different situations at you, but you have total control on your attitude. So our aim should be to mold your psychology. It is all about how you perceive and how you respond to it. You have the choice. So first strike for molding the personality of the candidate has to be on the psychology. Now we have different tools that SSB uses for psychological tests. Here are the four. That is word association test, WAT. Then we have thematic apperception test, that is TAT. We have situations reaction test. And we have self-description test. Now in WAT what happens is you are shown some words and you have to register your first response which comes in your mind. Now the time is very less. You don't have any time to think there. Only the first thought which will come after reading the word, you will be able to write it down. And for that also you have to be fast enough. So this reveals your inner thoughts. It reveals your personality, how you look at a word. Suppose the word is blood. How do you see blood? Okay, donating blood is good. Okay, that is one attitude of looking at it. Someone may say just blood is red color. That is another way of looking at it. So that is how it will be. Thematic perception test, you are shown pictures and you have to build a story on it. Now when you build a story, you have to have a logical order. You have to visualize what happened in the past, what is happening right now, and how it will happen in the future. In situation reaction test, you will be given daily life situations and you have to respond to it. Remember that it is said situation reaction test, but leaders don't react, they respond to the situations. Okay, that is very important. You take your time and the quality of your responses should be really good. It is akin to sample testing. Don't just hurry up and fill everything. Just take your time, think, and then respond to it. And SDT, that is your self-description test. You have to describe yourself from different angles. What you think about yourself, what your parents think about you, what your friends think about you, what your teachers think about you, or boss thinks about you. So that is what is asked in SDT, that is self-description test. Now, I'm not going into the particular details of how to see these tests because these are meant to test your psychology. And you have to have first-hand understanding of these tests rather than listening to someone's opinion on it. You study from book or internet and you understand what they want to ask from you. And then based on your understanding, you attempt it without hesitation and without interference from any other person. Now, we talk of presentation skills. Now, organize your certificates in logical order. When you go for an interview, don't just put standard 10th, BSc Part 1, standard 12th, MSc. There has to be certain logical order. Either it can be increasing or decreasing order in terms of time. Like starting from your for 10th, 12th, graduation, like that. And carry a pocket-sized notepad and a pen with you always. Because there will be a lot of information given to you and you want to take note of them. However, when they say don't carry anything, do not carry anything. Abide by the checklist that is provided with the SSB call letter. And to be a well-groomed gentleman or a lady, you don't have to be very, fastidious and twee and all those things. You have to be just simple. You have to be healthy, be hygienic, be sharp. That is all you need. And in times of our parents, if you talk to your father and mother, they'll tell you that when they had anyone graduate in their village, that person used to be kind of, standard person for the society to look up to. That behave like a gentleman, behave like a graduate, they will say. Why not? Let's bring back that class. We are all educated people here, so we should bring back that class. Dress properly, talk properly, mannerisms should be there with you always. And oratory skills. See, it is a well-tested observation. If you speak not more than 8 to 9 words per sentence, even during writing, then it registers the listener's mind very well. So that kind of things you have to observe, what works the best. That is how you develop your oratory skills. And scan from west to east, north to south. You look to your audience. This way what happens is you grab the attention of the audience and then you deliver the message. So this is very important oratory skills. And of course, before you speak, you take a deep breath, you relax yourself, don't go in a hurry. That is very important. And sometimes, it happens to everyone, to the best of us, that while speaking we get blank and we have sounds like So these are called verbal crutches. So how to overcome this is that whenever you are speaking and you go blank, rather than releasing your air outside, breathe outside, you breathe in. That gives you a break, a time to think for. Suppose I'm talking about demonetization. I'm talking about demonetization and suddenly I get out of ideas. Then rather than breathing out, I breathe in, I take a break, that gives me time to think, and then I respond to it. So that way you can avoid these verbal crutches which are undesirable. Now, these, some sample of oratory skills I have given to you, I have shared with you. These are not like chemical pills which we just read and eat and it works on us. It is a daily practice you have to have. Whether you are in college or school, grab the opportunity of getting to the stage, standing on the dais and speaking. With practice only it will come to you, and you have to give your best. There is no doubt on it. Now friends, these oratory skills, these will be used in basically four of the exercises that you will take part in the SSB Center. Firstly, picture perception and discussion test. You will be asked to discuss with your group. That is where your voice modulation, everything will be of use. Then we have group discussion test, as we must be very much comfortable about what group discussion is. We have 2 levels of group discussion in SSB. First level, you will have options. You can choose from the topics. So there you should be able to influence the group so that you choose the most comfortable topic. Do not go for a very difficult topic and then you don't have ideas. You convince the group that let's go with this idea so that maximum participation is there and we'll enjoy the discussion. Secondly, in the second level, you will not have options. It will be given straight that this is the topic you have to discuss. Now, this is where your exercise of staying updated will come into use. You have to the newspaper reading habit. We have to tell students that, okay, you should read newspapers. For myself also, I was not very comfortable in reading newspapers, especially when we have got social media. We don't have time for newspapers, right? So you have to develop it somehow, because it is quintessential to your preparation. You have no choice for it. And but I'm very sure once you prepare and you face those interviews, you will realize how important it is to stay updated, and you will continue this for your entire life. In group planning exercise also, your oration skills are tested. This group planning exercises is part of GTO, that is ground testing. And in that what happens, you will be given a sample map, and some situation will be given there. And you will have an objective, some situation is given there, and you have to plan with your team, come out with a plan, a team plan, and you have to discuss that. So in that, a lot of common sense is involved. Apart from the oratory skills, a lot of common sense is involved. You have to prioritize the issues given to you. You don't have problems in your life, you have issues in your life, which you solve. Problems means, it's a big thing. Issues you can solve. So you get issues in your life. So similar issues will be given in group planning exercise, and you have to prioritize those issues. Suppose, for example, threat to life and dignity is the first priority. Then comes crime prevention. And finally, of course, the loss of property. Maybe I lost 2,000 rupees somewhere. That will come at the end. Firstly, threat to life and dignity. And in the map that is shown to you, you have to identify and generate resources. Suppose they will say that you are a group of 8 members. So, okay, I've got 8 men with me to work with. Then they will say there is a village. I can assume, okay, in village there must be vehicle. So that way you have to imagine resources. And never forget the ultimate objective that is given to you in group planning exercise. Example, at 6 p.m. you have to reach University of Madras Chepak campus and write an examination. So whatever said and done, whatever you are doing in the planning, at the end you must reach the examination hall and write the examination. That is very important. That shows your focus. Now we talk of lecturette. Lecturette is a brief lecture. Here it is totally, you are standing in front of your group, and the GTO is sitting there, he is assessing you, and you have to give an extempore. You don't have pen and paper there. You have to just stand stand firm on your feet, and you have to speak about any topic. You will be given 4 options, 3 to 4 options. And in that what happens is you scan from the most difficult topic. When you read the topic, you see which is the most difficult one. You scan from that. Can you speak on this? No, I can't. Second one, no, I can't. Third one, maybe I can. Fourth one, I'm very confident about it. Okay, so go for the most confident topic, the topic for which you are most confident. You go for that. And set a background, define the subject. Suppose the topic is child labor. Then you define what child labor is, what you mean when you say child labor. Don't just start without any introduction. And if required, share real life observations with examples if possible. Suppose you have seen anyone who has worked against child labor, then you can mention about that organization or person. That will give a good interactive kind of feeling to your lecturette. And clarity of thought is very important when you go for a lecturette. Now we talk of outdoor activities in general. Now it is not possible to cover all these outdoor activities. It is too long. What I would like to share here is that take these outdoor activities as games. They are really interesting, and the design is such that any healthy person who engages into that, your performance will go upwards. First day, first exercise, maybe you are not very comfortable. Second exercise, you will be better. Third exercise, you will be better. So don't worry about how you performed in the last exercise. Just focus on, you have to give the best every moment. Whatever comes next, you focus on that, and you will do well there. It's totally about common sense, confidence, coupled with your speed, both mentally and physically. When you are doing any task, you have to think quick. You have to take quick decisions about addressing any issue. Now, GTO is not looking for superhuman abilities here. You don't have to be Superman, completing 20 obstacles in 3 minutes, not like that. But you have to show that you want to do. You are fearless, you are ready to go for it, and you go with a good attitude. And he's looking for your trainability. You will be trained in the academy, they will make the best out of you. So you just show your trainability, that is good enough. Now, in the GTO, we talk of group tasks. There will be 3 group tasks. Firstly, progressive group task, second, half group task, and finally, the final group task. What happens that in a group task is, you are a group of, in the first group, suppose say of 8 to 10 members. Then think of yourself like a player in a cricket team. It's not about winning the man of the match. It's about winning the match, winning the series. That is more important. Your role in the group, that is what defines your future actually. So these are not individual tasks, and it is all about how your personality is projected in a group or the team. It is not a competition against other members. As I said, it's not about man of the match. It's about total match. And your devotion towards the greater cause of the group, that should be your first priority. And your participation should be the front foot. You should be the opener preferably. Wherever you get chance, you show your best, you do your best, and participate actively. Even if you suppose there is some obstacle or course where you don't get ideas. Maybe this is confusing, I can't do it. If someone else does it, please appreciate. Learn to appreciate others also, if they are doing well. That is a very good quality you will inherit in your life. Now, the design of the ground will bring out, it will give a total picture to the GTO of how a person you are, what kind of person you are, how you perform in the group. Finally, what happens is you get a command task in the GTO tasks. You get a command task. Now here you are made a commander, leader of men. You are asked to bring subordinates for yourself. You call chest number, suppose 20, 23, and they will come for you. And then there are certain interpersonal skills which come into play here. The way you behave with the group, not just on the ground, when you go back to your room, how you behave in the mess, how you behave with them outside. That is very important. It leaves an impression of yours in their mind. And if you are good, they will really admire you, and it will help you in all your tasks. You will become the favorite of the team. That is very important. And you say to yourself and to the team members that our group is the best. You have got a wonderful set of people there. In SSB, we get amazing friends around. So you say to yourself that your group is best, and always give and seek help. Clarity of command is utmost. There is no room for confusion there. What you want to deliver, you say it clear. Finally, we talk of physical fitness. Needless to say, physical fitness is a choice that you make in your life. You can sit back, eat pizza, McDonald's, everything is tasty. But if you want to be fit, you have to make a choice. You don't inherit it. You can't buy it. You can't borrow it. You have to earn it. It's a daily effort. And for this and for all other things, admire, attempt, and achieve. That is the mantra I have for myself. That make any of the sports your pillar of life, your schedule. What consumes your mind, it will control your life. It is like your religion, actually. I can go on and on about physical culture, but to conclude, remember, you, the young lot, each of you form the human resource of the nation, and you are going to build the future of the country. I'm sure all of us aim for a healthy future. When you admire something, and you attempt for it, and you achieve it, take note of that. Admire the qualities you wish to imbibe. If you want to be fit, you admire fitness. The minimum thing that will happen is jealousy will go out of your life. The moment admiration comes, jealousy goes out of your life. That is the least that will happen to you. And if you attempt to that level, you will achieve what you want. And unfit is simply immoral. Live strong. That is the only way to live a dignified life. Now we talk of the interview. The interviewer is not merely looking at you as an individual, but he's trying to visualize your background also, how you have been educated, how your family has had an impact on you, all those things. You have gathered this body and your mind, your thoughts, everything from outside. So you have to ensure that the surrounding gives a positive impact on your attitude. You don't carry anything negative in your mind. You don't hate anything. You don't hate anybody. You go with positivity. Whatever comes in your life, you take the good things out of it. There is one, here I remember something. Suppose there is a plant. It's a rose plant, and there are many thorns into it. So what do we call it? Do we call it as a thorn plant? There is only one rose. So we call it a rose plant. So that's how you have to look into your life. Aside whatever happens, you see the good into it. Now, all of us, we are a civilian, we aspire to become an officer. So we don't have to pretend to be an officer-like, kind of person. Just be the best available civilian, be the best available student. If you are working in a company, be the best employee there. So that is what is needed. Be totally content with what you do and who you are. Having done all that you could possibly have done in your civilian life, now you are welcome to the Indian Armed Forces. Here I would like to quote Mahatma Gandhi towards the conclusion. Always aim at complete harmony of thoughts, words and deeds. In Sanskrit they call it mansa vacha karmana, your thoughts, words and deed. When you have harmony in your thoughts, words and deed, you develop certain magnetic quality, a charisma in your personality, which is central to leadership. You have to win, confidence of your people. For that, you need to have an harmony in these thoughts, words and deeds. Now, after you have, it's not a one-day process, you see, to get that thoughts, words and deed in that harmony. It's not a one-day thing. You have to practice in your daily life. And when you are doing this, when you have filled your form for SSB and you are going for SSB, so before going there, you make a final review of your preparations. Maintain a diary or notebook. Keep record of what things you have done, your practices, practice sets and all. And get it binded, carry it with you. It will come handy when you revise before going for the interview or psychological tests. Leave no stone unturned and believe in yourself. Forget about the outcome and enjoy the process. SSB is not a job-oriented thing. That is the least thing I can say. It is a life-oriented process. Doesn't matter if you qualify or not, you get recommended or not. If you have given your sincere efforts, you will come out as a better person there. And friends, we stand here, in pursuit of our goals, our aspirations, just because there is someone, from all across the nation, from every corner of the nation, far away, guarding our borders. That's why we are here, taking education, sitting in the library, having talk here. Everything is because we are secure. So be thankful, have that gratitude for your soldiers. That is very important. And the veterans that we have, they are one of the finest men walking the planet, and we can learn a lot from them. So try to interact with them. It will be very helpful when you go for your services selection board. And lastly, let us build a prosperous nation. When someone is sacrificing so much for you, so much for us, so why not build a prosperous nation that when they come back home, they feel really glad that this is the nation I worked for. Let us be a citizenry worth fighting for. Jai Hind.
Friends, if you have any questions, you can please raise your hands.
Hello. So good afternoon, sir. My name is Sumita and I'm from Presidency College, pursuing Masters of Science in Geology. And I'm an ex-NCC cadet, 2013 to 16 batch I am. And I have a previous experience. I have attended SSB and I'm a screened out candidate. So I have two questions here. One, how to crack the GD? First, the juries are judging in just few seconds how the candidate is performing in the GD. So I want to know, actually in 20 minutes GD, I didn't took part itself. I can confidently say that yes, I can talk well, but I didn't took part. And my GD doesn't become as a fish market at all. It was smooth, but still, I can't able to come out and speak. That is one of my query. Because I got the call letter. On December 19th, I'm moving to Bangalore to attend SSB. So Bangalore was my center. So this time my goal is to crack the screen. I want to get screened in first. So that is my ambition this time. So can I have a few tips to crack the GD?
Okay, thank you for your question. This is for every one of us, those who want to go for SSB. Firstly, wish you all the best for your SSB interview.
Thank you, sir.
See, firstly, whichever topic is given to you, it would be a very generic topic for any group discussion, and you must endeavor. It is not that you need to continuously speak in any group discussion. There is no requirement of speaking. You can speak twice or thrice. Okay, thrice you can speak, even 4 times you can speak. Okay, give everybody an opportunity to speak. See, after all, it is, you have to work as an organization. You are going to join an organization where you have to take decisions based on ideas from every person in your team. Because when you are leading a team, you have your team members. You may be a commander, but you definitely, when you reach your unit, you will have to ask your subordinates also, Sab, ye theek hai? Because they have a lot of experience. You may be only a lieutenant or a captain, but your subordinates, that is your junior commissioned officers and your non-commissioned officers, they have put in a lot of service. So you need to, take their opinion. So basically group discussion would involve admiring, like already Mr. Sudhanshu Satyam has said, that admiring and accepting the other people's ideas is also, you must inculcate that habit of taking others' opinion and giving your opinion also. But you need to speak at least thrice so that your presence in the group discussion is felt by the group testing officer. Am I been able to satisfy your answer?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Group discussion la namma 2-3 vaati namma pesanum. So நம்ம என்ன லாங்குவேஜ்ல பேசணும், ஐ மீன் இங்கிலீஷ்ல தான் பேச சொல்லுவாங்க. ஆனாலும் நம்ம ஒருவேளை இங்கிலீஷ்ல ஃப்ளூயன்சி இல்லாமல் இருந்தாலும் நீங்க எப்படி அந்த டீமுக்கு புரிய வைக்க முடியும், அது மாதிரி பேசணும். ஏன்னா லாங்குவேஜ் இஸ் கன்வேயிங் த மெசேஜ். உங்கள் மெசேஜ் எப்படி அவங்களுக்கு கன்வே பண்ணுறீங்க அதுதான் முக்கியம். ஸோ ஜிடிஓ உங்கள் பாயிண்ட்ஸை நோட் பண்ணும். நீங்கள் நல்லா உங்கள் பாயிண்ட்டை கரெக்டாக கொடுத்துருக்கீங்களா இல்லையா, அதுதான் முக்கியம். ஸோ நீங்கள் 10 வாட்டி பேசணுன்னு தேவையில்லை. த்ரைஸ் யூ ஸ்போக், நீங்கள் பேசியிருக்கீங்க அது போதும். நல்லா உங்கள் பாயிண்ட்டை கரெக்டாக கொடுத்துருக்கீங்க. ஓகே?
Yes, sir. And I have one more question.
Yes.
And from 17 years to 19 years, and they're taking boys in for NDA entries and all. And why not girls? And I mean, not for NDA, I'm asking, even for educational entry. They have judge advocate entry, medical entry, and OTA, and permanent, IMA entries. There are lots of 10 entries nearly it is have. And why not in educational sector? I'm pursuing Masters of Science. So after completing, in the recruitment, the brochure I read, even they are taking candidates from geology background also. I'm a geology candidate. So after completing my course, I'm eligible, but they're not taking girls. That's a very sad part.
Well, I would like to answer your question here that the National Defence Academy is currently taking the male candidates only. The culture of having the women in the Indian Army started only in the year 1992, when we had the first set of officers being commissioned in 1993. Thereafter, we have progressed. Initially, it was on a short service commission. And it is still a short service commission, but the period of the duration of service has been increased. So hopefully we can see in future that the age limit could be reduced or not. It is up to the government to take a decision. However, as far as your geology is concerned, I think you are entitled for technical graduate course, if I am not mistaken. Am I right?
No, sir, I'm not from engineering background.
Okay. So then you will have to join the OTA as a short service officer under the Women's Special Entry Scheme.
Yes, sir.
Okay?
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, any other questions? Please ask in Tamil also, no problem. Either you have fully understood or you have not understood at all. Yeah, okay. Okay. Yeah.
Hello, sir. I am Dhyaneshwaran. First of all, we really thankful to our Indian Army for their service and sacrifice. So whenever I think about the Army, one quote come to my mind. If you are eating now, thank a farmer. If you are eating peace, thank a soldier. We are really salute, sir. My question is, sir, after seeing these many videos and in real life, we really proud that we are so strong in ground battlefield. Sir, what about how strong we are in protecting like other warfares, like biological warfare, chemical warfare, genetic warfare, and some even psychological warfare? It's so we got a really clear idea about how to join Army. This is different question.
Thank you for the question. Now, this is what we do in Department of Defense and Strategic Studies. We study about strategy and different forms of warfare. Now, if we talk about this, it will go like a university class lecture. So let's not deviate from that. And rest assured, of course, we have all those methods available for the Army to see. The DRDO is there. The research is going on for everything, be it cyber security, be it genetic, as you said, even the food security issues. These all come under the title of comprehensive security. It is much beyond the battlefield, and it is well addressed. So for that, you have to attend seminars of our department at University of Madras. Thank you.
My name is Durabdin. I'm last 3 SSB attend. Now CDS 2 I will write. Merit is a maximum cutoff in IMA and OTA. Maximum cutoff will entry.
See, cutoff varies from the cutoff for the written you are talking about. No? The cutoff varies as per the requirement of the SSB, as per the capacity of the SSBs to take in the candidates for selection. So there is nothing specific that you have to get over 60% or 70%. That will depend if supposing we need to have 3,000 candidates going for SSB and it is distributed over the various other SSB centers, then you take those 3,000, how many of the 3,000, top 3,000, then you call for the interview. That's it. There is nothing specific that you have to get 68.5%, then only you will get in. There's nothing of that sort.
Sir, I'm civil engineering முடிச்சிருக்கேன்.
Okay.
இப்போ வந்து TGC plus SSB Tech அந்த என்ட்ரிக்கு மட்டும்தான் போக முடியுங்களா இல்லை மற்ற என்ட்ரி இந்த மிலிட்ரி இன்ஜினியரிங் கோர்னு ஒரு எக்ஸாம் அந்தமாரி கண்டக்ட் பண்ணுறாங்கல்ல, ஸோ அந்தமாரி எக்ஸாம் கண்டக்ட் பண்ணி ரெக்ரூட்மெண்ட் பண்ணலாங்களா?
உங்களோட ஃபஸ்ட்டு உங்களுக்கு டெக்னிக்கல் கிராஜுவேட் கோர்ஸ்லையும் போகலாம், நீங்கள் சிடிஎஸ்லையும் அட்டெம்ப்ட் பண்ணலாம், ரெண்டுலையும் பண்ணலாம். அப்புறம் இந்த மிலிட்ரி இன்ஜினியரிங் சர்வீஸ் இஸ் அ டிஃப்ரெண்ட் ஆர்கனைசேஷன். That is just to give the engineering support to the Indian Armed Forces. So that is through the UPSC, that you have to appear through the UPSC for that.
Thank you, sir.
So good afternoon, sir. என் பேர் தமிழ்ச்செல்வன். நான் வந்து இப்போது எம்டெக் படிச்சுட்டு இருக்கேன். பட் ஐசி இன்ஜினியரிங் என்னோட யூஜி வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா மெக்கானிக்கல். ஆக்சுவலி ஓகே, ஆஸ் ஏ ஐசி இன்ஜினியருக்கு என்ன ஸ்கோப் இருக்குது சார்? ஐசி இன்ஜினியர்
பாருங்க, எங்கள் ஆர்மியில் இது எலக்ட்ரிக்கல் அண்ட் மெக்கானிக்கல் இன்ஜினியர்ஸ் இருக்காங்க, கோர் ஆஃப் சிக்னல்ஸ் இருக்காங்க. 3 டெக்னிக்கல் these are the technical support எங்கள் இந்தியன் ஆர்மிக்கு ஃபுல்லாக சப்போர்ட் கொடுக்குறது. ஸோ நீங்கள் இது மூணுக்கு வேண்டி அப்ளை பண்ணலாம் through the technical graduate course. You can இதில் அப்ளை பண்ணிக்கலாம். ஏஜ் லிமிட் இஸ் இம்பார்ட்டன்ட். உங்கள் ஏஜ் இருந்துன்னா நீங்கள் கண்டிப்பாக அதுக்கு ட்ரை பண்ணலாம்.
சார், இப்போ வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா சென்ட்ரல் கவர்மெண்ட்டு கேட் எக்ஸாம் வந்து கண்டக்ட் பண்ணுறாங்க. கேட் எக்ஸாம் வச்சு தான் வந்து பார்த்திங்கன்னா டிஆர்டிஓ எல்லா பப்ளிக் செக்டார் இதுக்கும் வந்து பார்த்திங்கன்னா ரெக்ரூட் பண்ணுறாங்க. ஸோ இப்போ வந்து பார்த்திங்கன்னா இந்தியன் ஆர்மி டிஆர்டிஓ வந்து டிபெண்ட் பண்ணியிருக்கு. ஸோ இது வந்து டிஆர்டிஓ இந்தியன் ஆர்மி அதை என்ன ரிலேஷன், அதை பற்றி கொஞ்சம் சொல்லுங்களேன்.
இது ஒரு டிஆர்டிஓ எங்களுக்கு அவங்க ஒரு ரிசர்ச் ஆர்கனைசேஷன் ஆகும் அண்டர் தி மினிஸ்ட்ரி ஆஃப் டிஃபென்ஸ். ஓகே, திஸ் இஸ் அ டிஃப்ரெண்ட் ஆர்கனைசேஷன், டோட்டலி ஆர்கனைசேஷன். different organization. It is like, sir, in the medicine shop and hospital enna relation. Medicine, so it is, there's just medicine shop and hospital medicine varudhu. Adu mari. So they are the ones who support it. Exactly. They are the ones who manufacture the items that is required for the Indian Armed Forces, and then we project our requirements to the government, and government directs the DRDO to produce these items, and that too after trials. Only after the successful trials and approval of the Indian Armed Forces, these particular things are included as part of our inventory.
Thank you, sir.
I think somebody my wife, Uma ma'am wants to answer this. She is from the Ministry of Defense.
See, I would like to add on to what Colonel RajaPillai sir has said. I'm Joint Director with the DRDO. DRDO has a separate recruitment process. It is called as, they take engineering graduates and other science graduates as Group B scientists. If you go to DRDO website, there are a lot of advertisements. Yesterday also I was sharing it with my friends. You go to the website. In yesterday's Hindu newspaper, there is an advertisement. So you apply through that and then get selected. What is the connection between DRDO and the Indian Army is that DRDO has got a lot of projects. Say, for example, we had an explosion in the Pokhran and all. So we have a team of army officers, scientists, atomic energy scientists, all of us get together and do these projects. So that is the connection. But when it comes to selection, DRDO has a separate entry exam. It is called as RAC. If you go to the website, it will be there. So there you go and then apply. Basically, I am a civil servant. I am from the Armed Forces Headquarters Civil Service. We also get posted to the DRDO. Okay, so we work along with the scientists. So when it comes to a project, civil servants, army officers, and scientists from the DRDO, we work on projects to achieve, like if it is for an Agni missile project or any other project, we work together as a team. That is the answer for your question.
Sir, Jai Hind, sir. My name is Tamil Arasan. I am studying fourth year electrical engineering in College of Engineering, Gindi. Today morning, when that moment I entered into that hall, we all keep on watching him, the way he weared his dress, the way he started speaking to all. It all attracted me so much towards you, sir. It simply shows that how perfect an Indian Army person is. So I got my mail for a TGC 127 entry yesterday night. So I'm going to SSB Allahabad for on coming April. So can you suggest me any mantra to follow for this upcoming 3 months?
Yeah, I think I would leave it to be answered by the young gentleman Sudhanshu Satyam.
Thank you so much. Only thing I would like to say is you are as good as me and even better. That's all you need to know. Have full confidence in yourself, believe in yourself, you go about it, you will do it. That's all you need to know. Thank you so much.
Yeah, please, that side. Yeah, I can hear you. Come on. Yeah. Be louder, like a Fauji. Yeah.
My ambition is to become an Indian Air Force pilot officer, and I need some tips for the PABP examination.
Okay, that's a good question. This will be also answered by Sudhanshu Satyam. Out of 250 candidates, he is the only 2 candidate who has cleared the PABT in that SSB interview.
See, when we were preparing for PABT tests, for SSB, then we got this in our thought, that our mind, that how to go for PABT test. What is it? Long back we used to play computer games and all. But after in graduation and masters, we were not getting so much time and all. So we had the same doubt actually. But then we got a very good advice that don't go for the stimulators that you have available in game shops or maybe some coaching also. What happens is you go with some assumption when you have played it already. One wonderful thing about SSB is throughout the process, the briefing is done so clearly. If you are attentive and you follow what they are saying, you will be through. It's a very simple. You will have CPSS. It will be a test of kind of IQ test only again, but slightly more difficult than what you face in OIR. So work on your IQ, your logical reasoning and analytical abilities. Your calculation should be fast. That is what is required. And most important, listen to the instructions that is given there. Okay, different setups may have different design of the instrument that is available. So focus on that, what they are asking you to do. Just do what is required there. And if you are good in computer gaming, I think you will be good there. It's not very difficult actually. It's just that you have to listen to what they are saying. See, if you are going, suppose you are going for NDA entry, okay, then you face one SSB interview. The preferences you have given, your order of merit list, you will get the academy, the choice of service. If you are going through AFCAT, then you go for especially Air Force Selection Board, that is AFSB. For example, I went to 2FSB Mysore. Okay, so like that you have AFSB. Similarly, we have Naval Selection Board, it is in Bhopal. It depends on your entry scheme that you are applying through. Thank you.
Basically, the SSB pattern is the same for all the services. So it is just that they are testing you whether you really have the material to become a leader of men and machines. That is what they are trying to test you. Whether you can sustain the challenge that is thrown at you, whether you can work in a team. That is exactly what is being tested at all the services selection boards, whether it be the Air Force, the Army or the Navy. I'm very happy that you being in class 10, you are so motivated and you want to join the armed forces and the Air Force in particular. Very good, and wish you all the best. Yeah, please. Good afternoon.
I'm in my 11th right now. So I'm planning to write my NDA exam after my 12th. So what are the grounds which I have to focus on? What is the exam be based on? What are the subjects?
Okay. Now, it is basically if you have done your, whether it be the CDS or the NDA, it is basically what you have been. NDA is till 11th standard question, 11th and 12th standard question paper. It is basically the CBSE pattern generally, and you have to have good command over the subjects which you are doing, especially the maths, English and the general knowledge. So you should have details study on the subjects, that is the physics, chemistry, history, geography and the political science. These are the subjects you should know in detail, and of course the general knowledge that is there. Yeah, and since he is recently passed, so I will give it to him.
When we were preparing for NDA in 12th standard, what happens is you have a syllabus, like if you see the 6th standard to 12th standard book of NCERT of these subjects, then you will see there is a connection between chapters. Like the chapters which come in 9th are repeated in 11th. So what you do is you get an introduction from 9th, detail from 11th. This way what happens, you prepare a general reading list for yourself. And then you attempt the sample papers. The more sample papers you face, that will be better for you in the written examination. And the mathematics portion, chapters like permutation and combination, it's very, very important. And make sure it doesn't haunt you and prepare well for that. Thank you.
So how is the path going to be after my examination?
After your board examination.
Before my board service, the NDA exam.
When you are in 12th, you will be writing your NDA examination? Yes. So, always focus on the immediate goals. That is your written examination first. and then you think about the SSB process that will begin. But the things you will take away from here now, that how it is a part of your daily life process, you start working on that. And once you clear the written examination, tighten your boots, prepare for that. Thank you.
Yes, Sudhanshu Satyam has cleared his SSB, both the SSBs in first attempt. Yeah.
So my question is, like, when we are going for SSB, instead of getting aware of all the tests, first we have to inculcate all the OLQs, officer-like qualities. So my question is, how to inculcate these qualities in our daily activities? So what we should do daily so that these qualities will inculcate in us?
Okay. Are you applying? Are you going for SSB? Have you gone for SSB before? Okay. See, there are a set of
15 qualities that is listed. Basically, it is about confidence, your tenacity, loyalty, your integrity, respect for the nation, and it is how good a citizen of the country you are. That is most important. How balanced you are, how much of pressure you can sustain, how much of stress you can take. It is not just about leadership, is not about doing good in exams. It is how well you can cope up with the people around you, how you can build that camaraderie spirit. Because the moment you go and land up at that particular railway station, and you will meet 10-15 people who have said, okay, I am Ritika, I have also come for the interview, and so make friends. It should come naturally to you. See, you can't suddenly today morning I wake up and they say, from today onwards I'll start making friends. It has certain things has to be there naturally in you. You inculcate this from your traditions, your friend circle, your family atmosphere, everything. Okay. See, start thinking like an officer. Start dressing like an officer. Start talking like an officer. Start behaving like an officer. Then only you can think that you will have that qualities in you. It is not that one fine day, okay, from 12th of December, I will have officer-like qualities. Doesn't happen that way. It has to be inculcated over a period of time. When your college calls you for any event, I can't go. I have got so much of work. Let them handle. Take on the opportunities, seize the opportunities, take part in events, take part in co-curricular events. Because organizing an event in a college is very important. When you go and organize any event, whether it be the games, any inter-college games or inter-college debate competition, inter-college drama competition, seize that opportunity. You will come across organizing every event will take a lot of effort. But that is how you learn things. You make friends, you will find setbacks. Okay, I am going for a drama competition. I need a prop behind. Oh, it is already 8 o'clock in the night. Where will I go? Then you search, day, Vara, you come, you call your friend, day, Sikram va, nama, ponu idu theatre. Search the net, you go there, you print this, print the, flex board. You want a drama competition, you want so you learn new things. You learn how to organize things under pressure. You go, you speak to people. The shop is not open. Then you ring up that person. You know that there's a shop. He's sitting at his home. Anna, please come. And so these are things which come out of experience. So you have to take things. Try to take challenges in your life. Automatically, the leadership qualities and the officer-like qualities will come. Have I answered your question? Okay. Yeah.
What is the difference between SSB and OTA?
See, there is SSB is the Services Selection Board. OTA is the academy. See, you have the National Defence Academy, which takes in the cadets from after completion of class 12. So what they do is, in the National Defence Academy is the first and tri-services academy in the world, wherein they train for the Army, Navy and the Air Force. Okay. After this joint training of the three services, the cadets, they go to the respective academies. That is, the Army component cadets, they become gentleman cadets at the Indian Military Academy. The Air Force component, they go to the Air Force Academy. Whereas the Naval, they go to the Naval Academy. Okay. Now, OTA Chennai was started for short service commission officers. Okay. And OTA Gaya is for the technical entry scheme training. Okay. So there is for a feeder for all these. How do you select these candidates? So SSB provides you the selection. SSB is the part of the selecting centers. So that is it. There is nothing. So once you clear that SSB center from there, then you go and join whichever academy you are applied for. Am I clear? Okay. Yes, please.
One more question.
Yes.
How will I know that when the exam is going to be, that MD exam is going to be?
Okay. Now, okay. Now you want to become an officer? Okay, good. Start. It is just click. You know Google? Just click on Google. You'll get everything. There is a website in www.indianarmy.nic.in. You can go there and you just type how to join the Indian Army. And I shall also be giving handouts. I have kept some handouts to be issued to you. And please do collect these handouts. I shall issue it to the department, to the library officials here. And I'll request them to please distribute to you so that you will know which entry and how to apply for it. And otherwise, it's all available on the internet. Okay? You can go through. Yes. It's online registration, online filling up a form, and you can submit your fees and all online. Okay?
It was a thought-provoking session and has enlightened our aspirants about the career in Indian Army. I thank and salute the officers for sharing their valuable experiences. A special thanks to Uma Maheshwari ma'am from DRDO for sharing her views and suggestions. We have come to the concluding part. Ms. Jayashree will propose a word of thanks.
It is my privilege to propose a vote of thanks for the event. We thank our chief guest for giving about adventurous journey in Army and how to applying and preparing further. Thank you, sir. We convey our sincere thanks to our Principal Secretary to Government, Department of School Education for giving us an opportunity to listen Lieutenant Colonel RajaPillai and Sudhanshu Satyam for sharing their experiences. We express our gratitude to the Directorate of Public Libraries, the Chief Librarian and Information Officer of ACL, and the District Library Officer for the support and encouragement. We thank the Tamil Nadu Visual Academy for their excellent coverage of the event, which is live streamed on YouTube. We profoundly thank the aspirants and all others present here for making this program a success. Thank you, one and all.
One more thing, please, our aspirants here. There is going to be TNPC Group 4 coaching classes that will be conducted in ACL on 16th, 17th, 23rd and 24th. So it is a 3-hour session from 10 to 1 p.m. For further details, you can check our website. Okay, thank you. Let's all stand up for the national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मागे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे